He runs a website called The Black Bookie, which is very cool. You ought to stop by and check that out. And his slogan is, and I haven't hit this before, I'm going to hit it this time because it's the best one. His slogan is, if you snooze, you lose. And indeed, that is the case. There are only so many money-making opportunities to be had, and he's going to tell you where they all are. It's the one and only Black Bookie. It's Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe, how are you today?
Good afternoon, Rhode Island. Welcome to the Snooze You Lose podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Joe, joined by me, Rhonda Don. Rhonda Don, what's going on today?
How's it going, man? Good to be back. Good to be back.
Good to be back. For those who don't know, we missed last week. Uncle Joe's got a lot going on in his life right now. You know, we try and stay very consistent, be here every week. We did miss last week. Uncle Joe's moving. So that's why we're a little busy. Still gave out picks, though. Still gave out winners. You know, never shed away from that. But we're going to get a chance to make the pod. I do want to thank you for helping me move.
Yeah, my back is killing me because of that. Thanks a lot, man.
I'm still sore as well. We're still not even done.
Still not done?
Still not done. It ain't me.
All right. Yeah, no.
It ain't me.
We had this conversation before. Absolutely. It's not you.
And that's a real testament of friendship. When you help somebody move, driving them to the airport, and of course, money.
I have helped you in 2 of the 3. Money you're okay with, especially with this going on.
Right.
But the airport one and the moving one, yeah.
That's how you test friendship. But I want to thank you and the other compadres that helped us move. So we didn't miss last week. But we are back.
Absolutely.
Episode 5, the Snooze You Lose podcast. This is a sports betting podcast. Rhonda Don has 2 jobs here. One, to bring me beer, and also to be a sports fanatic, as I've kind of shed away from that now, being a handicapper. Speaking of sports fanatic, I read something on the line.
All right.
And, you know, everything on the line is true.
It's 100% fact. If you see it online,
it's on the line.
there.
It's true.
It's true.
So on the line, I saw you and Fireman Ed are featured on Le'Veon Bell's mixtape.
I am privileged and honored to be on Le'Veon Bell mixtape. Around the Dawn, obviously, got to branch out into other things. Why not into rapping on Le'Veon's?
Why not? How you feel? You feel good about the signing?
You know, I'm a Jets fan, and it's like being a Mets fan. You feel great in the beginning, and then it's like something's gonna go wrong.
That's fair.
Because there's too much like happiness going on. I'm like, something's gonna go wrong.
Unfortunately, that's fair.
Yeah.
And I want people to know that don't know you personally, that you aren't being cynical. You know, it's just that's fair.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it doesn't.
One of these years it has to change, right?
Right. So hopefully it doesn't. So. But I understand your perspective of that.
Yeah.
Why you would feel that way. Good move though. See what happens.
Yeah.
Great for Darnold.
Exactly. And love the other signings too. So I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, I'm enthusiastic, but then it's just like, there's always that like inner Jet fan in you that's been like battered and beaten, and it's like something's gonna go wrong.
You've been in a very abusive relationship, so
yes.
it's tough to
That's
move
what
on.
it is. It's an abusive relationship, man.
And then the beer you bought this week, Purple Haze.
Yeah, a beat up Purple Haze.
Normally, Purple Haze. Usually, we're not drinking that.
No,
But
unless it's
Purple Haze.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
not bad. All right.
That's the thing with you. I don't even know where you find half this shit.
I mean, this one's a bit of a. You can find this at like a supermarket, like the Barn Rocker from last time. Yeah, that one was a little tricky to find, but you know, this one's pretty common, sort of, kind of a bit. Don't worry, one of these days I'm gonna give you one that's just out of absolutely nowhere, out of probably like someone's shed and stuff. That one's gonna be a fun day.
This is the Snooze You Lose podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Joe, joined by me, Rhonda Don. Check out the website, theblackbookie.com. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram @theblackbookie. Give us a like on Facebook under Uncle Joe. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, we're everywhere. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Hit that subscribe button. Uncle Joe was moving. We missed last week. Also under the weather this week. Still here. Still showing up. Still giving out winners. We're going to do not really much of a recap of last week because it's old. You know, it's old news.
Old news.
But what were the numbers for the week that we didn't make the pod that we still gave out?
Not a bad week that week, I'll tell you that much. It's going to be 10 wins, 3 losses, and a push in there.
First push I think we had in a while.
How do you
Not
feel?
ever, but
I know you don't see that normally. Like you as a sports bettor, like how do you feel about like pushes and stuff like that? Is it like a relief? Is it just like disappointing? Like
it's like kissing your sister.
Oh, okay.
it's like yeah, you get the bread back.
Uh-huh.
But it's like also, all right, 2 hours of my time is wasted.
Mm-hmm.
It's always better than losing. I mean, you're always gonna take it over losing.
Yeah.
That push was the St. Louis VCU game.
Mm-hmm.
But it's always better than losing. Mm-hmm. But it's sometimes it's like, shit, that was a waste of time.
Yeah.
It depends on how it happens too. If it's like your team was losing and they came back and got the push for you, you'll take that every time. It's like, all right, you fought. But it's like they blew the lead or they missed a free throw late or an extra point, whatever the case may be, something like that. It chaps your ass.
Yeah, okay.
But you always take winning over losing.
Yeah, I mean.
So even with us moving boxes, hurting our backs, me being sick, 10-3-1
that week.
Plus what?
Plus 510 that week.
Plus 510. I didn't have a house. What is your excuse? Plus 510.
Plus 510. He was living out of boxes. Come on, guys.
Plus 510. Staying at a hotel, still getting the job done, still providing for the people.
Hey. What a better way to like live in a hotel than winning some money like that, you know?
That's how we roll.
But again, my back still hurts like hell, dude.
We're still not done. And it ain't me. You know who to yell at.
I know.
And now the week that we are going to recap.
This week right here that we're in. This week, as an overview, not as great as last week, but
Maybe I
hey.
should go back to the hotel.
Huh?
Maybe I should go back to the hotel.
It's something about that hotel gave you that.
Something about room service.
Fresh
towels, the robe.
The fresh towels must be nice.
Pillows.
Nice and fluffy. But again, not bad. Let's. It's still winning, still making money on this one. It was a 9-5 week with a plus 315.
You take it every time. And we'll get to the recap of the picks. Really bad Sunday. We did not have a good St. Patrick's Day. The luck of the Irish was not on our side. That's what really did it to make it 9-5. But we'll still take it. You take the 9-5 every time. And it's like I tell people all the time, and I actually posted it this week because it's an absolute truth. You can check the Twitter. The record is posted there every day for the free picks at least. We recap the premium picks really on this show. 60% right now. It's going to go down a little bit because of St. Patrick's Day. 60% since January 1st on just our college basketball picks.
Just on college basketball.
Just college ball. 60%. And that's where you want to be. The best handicappers in the world. You can find them out there. I follow a lot of them. A lot of them follow me. 62, 65, maybe even a 67%. That's where you want to be. It's not about winning every week. It's not about winning every month. It's about substantial gains, winning long term, and of course winning more than you lose. Any schmuck that's telling you he's winning 80%, 90%, that other clown we saw, 10 straight winning days, he went 3-2.
Oh, that was
full of it.
That was hilarious when you showed me that.
It's not true. If people were hitting 80, 90%, there'd be no Vegas, and we'd all be rich.
And that's clearly not the case.
Clearly not the case.
Because there is very much a Vegas.
But 60, 65%, that's where the best are, and that's where we are right now. We are in an absolute groove. Even with a bad Sunday, we are still dominating college ball right now, heading into the tournament. What a time. The brackets are out. There's no better 4 weeks than March Madness. It takes over the entire country. I mean, the only thing that could come close, I would say, is the World Cup.
But that's an international thing. That's
international, right?
Yeah.
This is only in the U.S., and it takes over the entire world. And it's because of the brackets, the betting, the pools, the boxes. That's why.
Janice from accounting, who doesn't care about college basketball, is still interested.
She's got a bracket
in that 12 o'clock game on Thursday.
She's got a bracket.
She's got a bracket.
She can't spell half of those teams on there. And like I tell people that listen to this show, I don't care if you can't spell sport. It doesn't matter. Let me do the work for you. 60%, a 9-5 week, a 10-3 week, or 10-2-1 week. Let me do the work for you. Janice still has her bracket filled out. And hell, she might get lucky, pick a 12 over a 5 seed. It happens all the time.
It's one of the famous upsets that
it happens all the time. But let's get into the picks, recap how we did. So we're going to recap starting from March 11th. The SnoozeYouLose pick that day was San Diego +5 against St. Mary's. They actually lost that game 69-62. It was a late 13-4 run in the second half by St. Mary's. San Diego came to this game. They won 3 straight coming in. They were playing with confidence. They were only down by 2 with 32 seconds left. So it's tough to, with 32 seconds left, be down by 2 to end up not covering. But Malik Fitz hit 5 of 6 free throws, sealed the deal for them. They kept fouling, which you have to do, and you got the right thing to stop the clock. Yeah, had to stop the clock. Kid was clutch. 5 for 6 from the line. Can't be mad at that. So to be down 2 with 32 seconds left and not cover kind of stings a little bit. But that's how we started the week, and they didn't cover that game.
It's quite all right. But then the prem game in that one was the Oilers money line versus the Rangers. That one a W. Overtime win on that one, 3-2.
And everybody's sitting there right now. You're probably be thinking, Uncle Joe, how could you root against your own team?
It's business.
It's business. It's never personal. Never personal. The Oilers are 7 points out of a final wild card spot. They were 3-1 headed into that game. They're only 16-17-2 at home, but the Rangers are 11-20 on the road.
So yeah,
that's all you need though. They're 1-4 coming in.
Yeah, the Rangers
terrible on the road.
Not a very good road team.
They'll be eliminated from the playoffs this week. Well, I mean, they've been since the trade deadline, but they'll officially be mathematically out.
Yeah,
and that's what it is. It's business, never personal. If the team's bad, I got to get paid. If you're good, I'm gonna ride with you. You're bad, I got to get paid. Fanhood doesn't pay.
Yeah, it's funny. I've known Uncle Joe for quite a while now, and he used to be such a passionate for his team, so passionate.
Still am. The passion's there. But this is one of the best sayings I've ever heard. My heart is a long way away from my wallet.
What a good saying. It's a great saying.
It needs to be a bumper sticker. I gotta get that on a bumper sticker or a T-shirt, something. We gotta get that decal. Keychain, something.
T-shirt idea.
All
right.
Maybe a mug.
Oh, I like a mug. I like a mug. All right.
Speaking of merchandise, though, make sure you check out the website, theblackbookie.com. Get the Check and Scores Responsibly T-shirts out right now.
Great shirt, guys.
But yeah, my heart's a long way from my wallet, so I had to ride with the Oilers in that one. They're still fighting to get in. Rangers terrible on the road.
Yeah, it's that Western Conference in the NHL. It's a battle for those final 2 spots. I understand that the West. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. There's way too many deficiencies on that team. It's pretty much a 1-man show, 1.5 if you want to count Leon Draisaitl, but it's all Connor McDavid, and yeah, just there's still teams like that you thought were dead in the water that are still somehow in the hunt out there.
And it's more mathematically than physically.
Yeah.
But until the numbers say you're out.
Gotta keep on trying.
Still gotta keep fighting. So 1-1 that day. We move on to March 12th. Our snooze-you-lose pick was Northeastern moneyline versus Hofstra. They won that game 82-74. Great season by Hofstra. They're the locals. Shout out to them. But they were in a dogfight the day before against Delaware. They won that game 78-74 in overtime. Northeastern was in a tough game as well. They played Charleston, but that was also a revenge game. They lost to Charleston early in the year. They beat them 70-67. And it's different being in a tough game and a dogfight. It takes a lot out of you. So I felt like going into that game, that's why I kind of made that pick. I just thought Hofstra was a little tired. They lost, like I said, Northeastern lost to Charleston earlier in the month. They lost to them February 16th. But this game got close. Northeastern was up 42-26 at half. And Hofstra came back. They made it a close one, but we held on and we prevailed.
I gotta say, like during these conference tourneys, just back-to-back games and stuff. Like, does that affect any sort of betting? Because I mean, you normally see in a regular college basketball season 3 to 4 days after a game, and this is back-to-back.
Yeah. So like I said, it's a big difference between a tough game and a dogfight. And I'm gonna get into that more later on with some of the picks where I took a team because I felt their opponent might have came in too relaxed because they blew out a team the day before. It's different retrospects that goes into it. Just how tired you are, where you're playing at, the type of matchup you had before, emotional game, things like that. We're actually going to dig into that a lot because people have to realize that as much as the spread coming up in this tournament, it's not going to be all about the seeding or the spread. You got to look at travel, the game before. If it is a rivalry, how many times, even how close or far away are you from
this?
There's even games where I took a team maybe against the spread, because I was like, I just don't think they're going to lose to them 3 times. I think San Diego's like that. I think St. Mary's beat them once or twice this year. And it's like, it's tough to beat a team 3 times.
Yeah.
No matter how bad they are. You know, especially this time of year. You know, it's not the same as beating a team in December. You know, when there's 400 people in the bleachers.
I mean, like you said, it's tough to sweep people. Because again, like you get like an intimate knowledge with the opponent, so definitely I definitely see that.
And it's just a respect factor too, as well. It comes down to that. You know, these kids do have pride. Then we head on to the premium pick. Took Georgia Tech +2 against Notre Dame. They lost that game 78-71. These two teams split the season series. Each team won at home. Georgia Tech's playing, you know, they had a little confidence coming in. They won 2 straight games. Notre Dame lost 7 straight damn games.
7 straight, and they break the streak in the ACC tourney.
15th in the ACC. I mean, Georgia Tech fought back. They were down 20 at half. They were down 20 points at halftime to the worst team in the
to
ACC.
A team that was lost 7 straight in.
Down 20. So they did try and fight and make it interesting for us. But that's a bad loss. That is a game where we were definitely on the right side of things, and they just didn't get the job done. And as you can only imagine, Notre Dame went on to lose the next game after that.
Because they were probably like, what happened? Why are we even in this situation? You know?
I couldn't believe it. Even, like I said, they were down 20 at half. So when you have money on a team and they start out, in college basketball too, actually NBA period, basketball period I should say, college or NBA, you see the most runs. Teams are going to go on a run.
Yeah.
Baseball and football, hockey is a lot different. Usually if a team's up 4-1, you know, usually you don't have to worry about a huge comeback. Obviously it happens. But usually down 20, down 18, down 15. And you blink and it's a 4-point game, 2-point game. It's a game of runs. That's literally all it is, a game of runs. So they did fight back. But to lose to Notre Dame, it's embarrassing.
Yeah, no, not a pretty loss.
Not good for the program at all. So moving on to 313, our snooze. 313. Our snooze pick. We had Cal +10 against Colorado. They lost this game, but they did cover. They lost it 56-54, and that's all we care about. Cal, another team. And that's another thing you have to factor in. You have to factor in momentum. So Cal coming into this, they had won 3 straight. They played before. They only lost by 9 in the first matchup. So I thought 10 was a lot for a team with a little bit of confidence under their belt. Tournament time. You know, they'll only lose to them by 9 to now that they're going to lose by 11. You know, we kind of took a gamble with that. Colorado definitely helped us out, though. 23 turnovers in this game.
Ooh, not a crisp game from them.
So they definitely helped us out. They blew a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go. And Cal got it down to a 3-point game in the final minute. So
like you said, there's a lot of pride and respect when you are in the tournament. And with that brings us into the premium of that one. It was Georgia Washington +5 versus UMass. That was a W for us on that one. 68-64 in overtime.
The best thing about the tournament time as well, early money. Nothing better than early money. 12 o'clock games, 1 o'clock games.
Doesn't that mean you have to be like an early riser to these things?
Yeah, I know you don't know what noon looks
I
like.
have no idea what early rising to anything is.
It's the best. There's nothing in this world better than early money. That's another reason why I'm such a baseball guy. You give me that day game, 1 o'clock on a Wednesday. It's the best.
So you're a huge fan of, like, let's say that London game at 9 a.m. Eastern time?
No, not in football.
Okay.
That's stupid. Just give me the regular. That's stupid. Just give me the regular 1 o'clock game.
Fine.
Like a normal American. That's all I need. But during the week, that Wednesday early money, picking winners before dinner.
What a saying on that one.
I posted that a few times too. I gotta get that copyrighted now. I'm sure
you
should. Steal it,
now that it's on air, definitely.
Picking winners before dinner is my favorite, so I love early money. And there's only one stat I'm gonna read about this game. Like you said, that Prem pick was George Washington +5 against UMass. Yep. They won that 68-64 in overtime. And I'm gonna give one stat only. UMass is 1-12 when they're favored this year.
1-12?
1-12 when they're the favorite. So they were favored -4. So we took George Washington, early money, winners before dinner, no problem. Sometimes Vegas really blows my mind though, because for a team to be 1-12 when they're favored, I would think after the 7th time, maybe the 6th time, I wouldn't make them a favorite anymore.
And Vegas made them favorites how many times?
13. They won once.
Again, I feel like they should have, but there's a whole ass Vegas still standing. But sometimes they do that.
We ain't complaining because you know why? People aren't picking 8-10 matchups.
You're right.
And that's the thing. People aren't focused on the 8-10. And 13 games, you could have won. You would have lost one time if you bet against them every time they were favored. And no one's paying attention to the 8-10. We are.
I'm not a mathematician, but that's a great percentage right there.
Great percentage. That's a great percentage. So that's how it rolls. But that's, once again, what we always get back to. You don't need the marquee matchups. You don't need the 8 o'clock primetime game. You don't need the rivalry week. That game started, it definitely started either 12:01. I remember it was an early game. 12:01 o'clock, winner before dinner, easy money, 1-12 when favored.
The trend was
good.
The trend was there and stuff like
Your
that.
day's good. The trade was there. We do our research. We found it, and that's how we roll. We're gonna take a quick break, pay some bills. Don't go anywhere. You are listening to the Snooze You Lose podcast. Uncle Joe, Ron the Don. We'll be right back after this.
Weddings should be memorable, but not for the groom's lack of style. That's why our friends at the Black Tux design rental suits and tuxedos that you'll love wearing at your wedding. So if you end up getting featured on a list of 23 epic wedding fails, at least you know you'll look good for your close-up. But the best part about the Black Tux is that they have an easy online ordering process that brings your suit or tuxedo straight to you. Just pick a style at theblacktux.com and request a free home try-on so you can feel the fit and quality before you commit. And if online isn't your style, they have showrooms all over the country where you can find your fit and plan your look. Over 5,000 5-star reviews across Wedding Wire, The Knot, and their own website agree. You won't find another rental experience or designs like the ones you'll find at the Black Tux. Grooms, if you want your wedding to be remembered for the right reasons, visit theblacktux.com/listen. That's theblacktux.com/listen for $20 off your purchase. Walk, don't run, to theblacktux.com/listen to find a look for you and your crew. Theblacktux.com, formal wear for the moment.
Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you get paid the podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So if you always wanted to start a podcast making money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start. That's anchor.fm/start. Welcome back. You are listening to the Snooze You Lose podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Joe, joined by me, Ron the Don. This is a sports betting podcast where the motto is and always will be win together, lose together. Every pick we give out, we take. We're not like these other smucks. You don't need 7 and 8 games to be successful. Take those 8-10 matchups, listen to us, and we'll help you get the job done. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast, Apple, Spotify, Anchor, YouTube. Tell a friend, subscribe, share. Check out the website, theblackbookie.com. Make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter at TheBlackBookie. Give us a like on Facebook, Uncle Joe. And don't forget to follow Ron the Don on Twitter as well. He's giving out his beer reviews. Ron_L_Don.
Try to make it hard for you guys.
What a jerk. We're keeping things rolling. And also, most importantly, don't forget to send your emails to Uncle Joe at theblackbookie.com for the Gamblers Anonymous segment, as we will definitely chap into that next week. You know, tell us about a game that was a little heartbreaker for you. We'll talk about it, especially with the tournament coming up.
Oh, there's going
to be tons of heartbreakers, buzzer beaters, bad foul calls, kid dribbling out of bounds, suspensions, whatever the case may be.
I can already sense just the heartbreak, and that's gonna come through on those emails during tournament time.
Tears. But like we talked about this before too earlier, I think this is gonna be one of those years where it's gonna be a lot of chalk.
A lot of chalk.
Looking at the brackets, really only one region looks tough. I feel like the other teams kind of have a cakewalk. Things happen though. Zion's back.
Everyone says, like, what a different team Duke is, like, with Zion than without it.
It's like having your big brother when you go fight. You know?
That's a great way of putting it. Yeah.
That's what it is. You're going to war.
Mm-hmm.
You got your best soldier with you. Or worst case, if you are getting your ass kicked, he's gonna either intervene and stop it or beat everyone up. And that's what, because that's a grown man out there.
It is.
He's a grown man.
Grown ass man. I'm like,
He's
among
a grown
boys.
man. It's not even. He's a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm.
It is incredible.
Did you see that 3-pointer that he just chucked up during one of the games and just went in? I'm just like, man, this kid's too much, you know?
It doesn't even look pretty.
No, it didn't. But it was just like, damn.
He's a freak. Did you talk about how sometimes work sucks for you?
Mm-hmm.
Did you hear about Nike going down to China?
Oh yeah.
Getting the special,
yeah.
Showing up.
Oh yeah, doing the dirty work and
Showing up, bringing the shoes back.
Just what a commitment, you know? Just
Can't
like
lose that sponsorship.
Can't.
Can't
What?
lose that money.
You don't. You don't want that. You gotta look good.
Gotta look good. And they look good. Brought home the ACC championship.
Mm-hmm.
Took down North Carolina. Gotta look good.
But again, just every time you see Zion, it's just like, goddamn.
So finishing off the recap, March 14th, our SnoozeYouLose pick was Boise plus 12 against Nevada. They lost that game but covered 77-69, and that's all we care about. And this is one of those games like we kind of touched on earlier. Nevada had already beat them twice this year. They beat them once by 2 and then once by 20.
So big gulfs right there.
Anywhere but confidence, pride, like we talked about, tough to sweep a team 3 times. Boise came out kicking Nevada's dicks.
Ooh.
They came out swinging.
It was
Nevada was down 15 in the first half.
22-9 at one point. Just
Got ugly. I think they were like 2 for 14.
So they were not shooting well out there
At all. But as much as, what did you say it was?
22-9 at one point.
22-9 at one point. We still needed a 10-0 run in the second half from Boise for us to cover. Because at one point they blew the lead. And this is what I talk about. It's a game of runs.
It's just a game of runs.
They came out swinging. Had the game completely in control. Nevada came back, which was expected. I didn't think they were going to completely blow them out. They came back. They're a high-scoring team as well. And like I said, we still needed a 10-0 run for them to cover, but they had to sweat it out. We had to sweat it out. They got the job done. It was almost an upset. People thinking early in that first half, 22-9.
I mean, if I'm looking at something like that, I'm thinking upset, you know. But again,
It's early.
But again, you nail it on the head and stuff. That this really is a game of just like swings where like you said, like a 10-0 run, a 12-2 run, just and then it's a completely different game, you know.
It happened so fast. All it could take is a tech, back call, a few turnovers, bad shots. Especially till you get up 22-9, you start getting a little cocky.
Oh yeah, no,
you start letting it fly.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, especially like in college. Like, oh yeah, like this is our
Crowd's
day. Like,
behind us.
Yeah,
let it rain.
And then you're like, damn.
What happened?
We
lost.
What happened?
We lost. Heading over to the premium, we took URI, University of Rhode Island, -5 against LaSalle. They won that game 76-57. Yeah, but I mean, that was a cakewalk. We had our feet up the whole time. Early paper, another game that was at 12 o'clock. LaSalle had one player in double figures, and he had 10 points. So he barely made it. I mean, they were 10-21 on the season. Rhode Island was 18-15. They went on a 16-3 run to end the first half to put them up 10. And LaSalle just never came out the locker room. They knew what time it was. They saved everybody's time, which I appreciate. We got the -5, prim pick, early money, winners before dinner.
Winner before dinner, right there.
See you later.
So A10 this week, really helping us out, right?
A10. Shout out to the A10.
Shout out to the A10.
That's the one. You don't need the marquee matchup. There's money to be made all over the place. All over the place. I'll say it once. I'll say it 100 times. There's money to be made all over the place.
But still, every single time you show me like a Bowling Green. We'll get into it later. Like an Ivy League. Like I would never think of picking like an Ivy League school.
Those games are exciting. The gym's kind of small.
Yeah.
Kids are partying. Ivy League kids party.
Oh, they go hard because they got money.
They get the good stuff.
Yeah.
They get the Purple Haze beers. They get the good stuff. Moving on, 3:15. Our snooze-you-lose pick was Florida +4 against LSU. Won the game outright, 76-73. Battle. That was a battle. That like how Rhode Island we had our feet up. This one we were on our knees praying because it was a battle. LSU, their coach was on their investigation. It's kind of one of the reasons also why I leaned with Florida. They were down 10.5, and they outscored LSU 51-38 in the second half, and then obviously that was the difference maker. But really, what popped out, LSU did not shoot a free throw in the first half.
Wow, that you don't see that a lot in basketball. Just
Not
one. Just I feel like you can get a free throw just by breathing on someone the wrong way, and meanwhile in the whole half you didn't get one. That is quite telling.
Like I say, I'm very transparent with clients and with myself. That's why we can get on here and lie and say we hit every game, we won every game. We don't do that. I'm very honest. And even when things go our way, I'm still very honest about it. We got lucky. To be down 10 at half and they didn't shoot a free throw, if they go to the line 7 times, you might not come back.
Yeah.
It's a completely different game. It's being down 10 or down 17. Completely different game. We caught a break. And we'll take it, but we caught a break.
When you hear, I'm still mind boggled on that one. Not one?
Not one. Whew. Not one. And their best player plays in the paint. Take it.
That is.
We're honest, but we'll take it.
Hey, you've said it many times, and you'll say it many times some more. This does involve a little bit of luck,
Have to be. You have to know the trends. You have to have discipline, money management, and a little bit of luck. It's in the commercial. If you haven't ever seen it, check out the Facebook.
Yeah, check out that commercial.
The video. A little bit of luck goes into it. You got to be able to read the lines, know the trends, and have a little bit of luck, and that's how we roll. Premium pick, our boys, Xavier +7 against Noah. They lost but covered 71-67 in overtime. And Uncle Joe is going to send Xavier a fruit basket. I love Xavier.
Just treating us so well out here.
They have covered 8 out of 9 straight games.
Woo! 8 out of 9.
While UMass is over here, 1-12 when they're favored. 8 out of 9 straight games Xavier has covered. That means they've been not all those where they were a dog. Before I spit that out, they weren't always a dog in all those, but they were only, out of those 9, I believe I want to say it was like 5 games that they were the favorite. The other ones they were all the dog. Covered every time. I'm sending them a fruit basket. That's your job. I want you to get the address for me, get the head coach's name, somebody, and we're sending a fruit basket.
So you hear that, Xavier? You're getting a treat from Uncle Joe.
They deserve it.
They definitely do.
And it's another thing too, like how we just talked about. Sometimes Vegas boggles my mind. -7 against Nova. Yeah, Nova's good, but how hot Xavier's been playing down the stretch, and it's not always even about who the better team is. We are about covers, wins and losses. In fact, of covering. I don't give a shit if they won the game or not. They've covered 8 out of 9 times. They've covered, and that's what it's about. Teams that cover the spread. UMass 1-12 when favored.
So
Xavier 8 out of 9 covered when favored or dog. That's what it's about, covering. And this team covers. You would think at some point Vegas would be like,
Let's open up that thing. Let's do something different, but not with Xavier. Not with Xavier. And that's why you guys are getting a gift.
I'm definitely sending them a fruit basket. But congratulations to Nova, though. This is the first team in the 40 years of the Big East to win 3 straight Big East championships.
Yeah, so they're a juggernaut in the Big East.
Shout out to Nova.
Even though I feel like the Big East is always like a dogfight every year.
They're not as good this year.
No, they're not.
They're not that good this year. But 3 straight championships, you can't knock it. Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
Numbers do not.
SnoozeYouLose pick 316. We rolled with Wisconsin +6 against Michigan State. We lost that one 67-55. And it was just too much of a quick start for Michigan State. They jumped out 27-10. The closest Wisconsin got this game was 47-41. And it just wasn't enough help for their star player, Ethan Happ. He had 20 points, but no one came and helped him out. And they just couldn't get back to the game.
And yeah, it's tough when just one person is showing up and then the rest of the 4 guys out there just not pulling their weight.
Especially against a juggernaut like Michigan State.
Congratulations to Michigan State, by the way. Well, I guess we'll mention that a little later, right?
We'll get to that. Kind of chaps my ass, but we'll get to that. Prim.
Memphis +8 versus Houston. That was a win for us. Memphis lost it 58-61, but again, they covered, so we got the win on that one.
And that was a game where I took because that was pretty much a home game. The game was in Memphis. And like we kind of touched on earlier, in the tournament, you have to be smart. You can't just go about higher seeding and the spread. You got to pay attention where teams are playing at, how they're playing coming into this matchup. And this was a game where Houston just played UConn the day before, and it was a coaster ride. So it can go two ways. You can go where you blew a team out. They beat UConn 84-45.
Man, I remember when UConn was a juggernaut.
A long time since Kemba Walker's
Yeah,
been there. But they lost 84-45. So it can go either way. It can be our starters are well rested because they didn't have to play much in the second half, or it could be they get off to a slow start. It could literally go either way. So I rolled with Memphis. I thought that line was a little too high. Houston did get off to a great start. Their starters were well rested, but Memphis started getting some stops. They got the crowd behind them. They were down 12. They went on a 10-1 run, and what really helped us on that run that they went on to close the gap, Houston missed 5 out of 6 free throws.
So not closing out.
Didn't close it out, and that's what helped us cover. That's what helped Memphis get back in the game. They lost. They didn't move on, but I don't give a shit because they covered.
Because they got us money, right?
And that's all that matters. But that was a great game, though. That was a really good game to watch. And then we head to the final game, 3-17. SnoozeYouLose pick was Harvard +5 against Yale. They lost that game 97-85. Yale went, speaking of not going to the line, Yale went to the line early and often. 28 for 30 from the line.
They went to the line a lot.
And they covered, and they hit. And that changes from covering or not covering. That changes for overs and unders. They 28 from 30 from the line. Ice cold. Ivy League kids knocking down their free throws. This was a 1-point game at half.
1-point game.
It's a 1-point game. It was 43-44 at halftime. And they lost 97-85, and it was another 9-3 run late. And it was a 9-3 run, to start the second half for Yale. And Harvard just never really rebounded. And then our premium pick was Michigan, money line versus Michigan State. They lost that game 65-60. Yeah, congratulations to Michigan State.
Let's get that out of the way. Now we'll part chapter ass.
Michigan led this game 31-23 at half. They were outscored 42-29 in the second half. They were up 5 with 2 minutes and 29 seconds left. And Michigan went on a 10-0 run to close it out.
I feel like in our time during the show, there has been quite a bit of times where there's not that much time left and the lead looks good, and then all of a sudden just like these crazy runs out of nowhere. late.
How do you give up 10 points and not score a bucket in 2:29?
Give me something, right?
You got to get fouled. I'm sure you went to the line. They had to foul you. They were down 5 points.
So that
kill
means,
clock. Don't turn the ball over. Knock down your free throws.
That means you did not close it out, you know?
Hit one, it changes everything. You hit one, it makes it a 3-possession game instead of 2. You know?
And the strategy gets completely different.
Now they have to maybe take a 3 they didn't want to take so fast. Hit one.
Yeah, like you said, that's not closing out. That's not knowing the situation that you're in, and you know, you lose terrible games like that.
So we're not gonna sit here and cry over spilled milk. I did not like the way we finished off Sunday, especially coming in hot because Thursday, Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday. 6-0.
6-0. Saturday 1-1, and then Sunday 0-2. So we're not gonna cry about spilled milk because we had a game like Houston where a team didn't hit their free throws, and we benefited from that. So it goes both ways. A little bit of luck that comes into it, but that's a bad one when it's a championship game.
Yeah,
it's a championship game against a team that already beat you twice.
So
avoid the sweep.
So yeah,
2:29 left. You're up 5. You did everything right. They actually had a gruesome injury as well too in this game. Kid, he's an important player for their team. So I was drawing a blank. I had to get carted off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's always emotional when the guys see their teammate get hurt like that, because then they want to win for him. Mm-hmm. So I knew that was gonna propel Michigan State to fight back and try and win this game. But still, up 5, 2:29 left. You got to close that out.
Yeah, exactly. It's a matter of closing that out, especially an important game like a conference championship, you know?
That's going to also affect seeding. Tournament's coming up.
Yep.
The committee's going to look at that. Mm-hmm. So, but Michigan's been hot, though. We're going to see how things go for them in the tournament. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, the brackets came out. Mm-hmm. I took a quick peek at it because you know how I roll.
Of course.
One day at a time.
Uh-huh.
I don't like to get too far ahead of myself. I know you guys are going to have sitting there filling out all your brackets, 7 brackets, different brackets, 7 different outcomes.
Come on, you know me. I'm filling at least 12.
Who's going to be your Cinderella? Gardner Webb?
Whichever one the octopus picks, you know, like they do in the World Cup where the octopus picks. Whoever he picks, that's my Cinderella.
I think he's got it right like once.
Hey, that's one more than I have ever gotten it right. I'll tell you that much.
Probably that one time, too, somebody rolled with him and it changed their life. Because that was the one bracket out of 7 trillion that hit, and he changed someone's life. So shout out to the octopus. I ain't going to knock it till you try it. But I know, you guys are going to have busy time coming up filling out your 7 brackets. Mm-hmm. Help us guide you. Listen, I can't help you with your bracket. I don't give a shit. Don't hit me up about it. I don't want to talk about it. I don't care.
That's heartbreaking because I was definitely going to hit you up about it.
Don't care. But still, follow the Twitter. The daily picks will be there. It won't be able to help you with your bracket. It'll be too late. It'll be already filled out. But it'll help you get to the point where you need to get to, at least for that day or that week, to get the money in your pocket. Since episode 1, we haven't had a losing week.
There's that one week, a bit of a struggle, but then all of a sudden we're just hitting the groove and stuff like that, In
a stride right now. Mm-hmm. We're in an absolute zone. Mm-hmm. Don't miss out on it. Be a part of it. It's there. We're here to help. Mm-hmm. Be a part of it.
You get 7 free plays.
I moved. I'm sick. We're still here. We're still giving out winners. There's no excuses. No excuses. Episode 5. Keep rolling. Hopefully we're going to have a guest on next week, so make sure you tune into that. Shout out to the sponsors for helping us pay some bills. Any final comments before we go?
I'm happy. You know what brightened up my day today? F1 is back. F1 is back.
Formula racing.
Yes, Formula 1 racing's back. I'm so happy. Seeing the boys out there on the racetrack, it's awesome.
Have you ever driven a race car?
I drive my car like a race car. Does that count?
That does not count, but that's definitely true. You should go to the Poconos or whatever where you get to drive around the track.
See, I feel like I'm going to bin it and just not come home in one piece. So let me...
You'll be alright. I think there's a professional that rides with you.
All right, fine.
Should be fine.
I should try it then.
So F1 racing is bad. Yeah. But in all seriousness, before we end the show, we have a lot of fun on here. Obviously, this is a business. We're here to make money. But all the crazy things going on in this world, I do want to say, just tell your loved ones you love them while you still can. There's a lot of tragedy going on out there. A lot of crazy stuff happening. Just tell your loved ones you love them while you still can. Mm-hmm. You never know.
Great sentiment. Absolutely.
You just never know. But in the words of the legend, Billy Walters, I've had some losing weeks. I've had some losing months. I've never had a losing year. Snooze You Lose podcast. Until next time.